Hi.
Hey, Eileen.
Hey, Mark. How's it going today?
It's going pretty good. How about you?
Yeah, I've got a busy schedule, but tis the season, as I call it.
Yeah.
Summer started in February, I think, here, as far as folks looking for property, but
Yeah. Well, speaking of the folks, let's tell them, since this is our first video, since this
Sure.
is our first vlog, that hopefully we're going to be doing a series.
yeah. And my first ever.
Yeah, mine too.
Oh, okay.
I'm not a pro at this. I have no idea what we're doing.
Yeah.
Right? We're just doing
we're
this.
We're winging it. We'll learn along the way.
The main, in my mind, the main reason for doing these is to let people know who we are,
Sure.
what we do, a little bit of how we do it, and why we do it, right? Because it's mostly to serve our clients and our customers.
Definitely.
So before we get into all that, why don't you go ahead and start off and act like you don't know me. This is the first time we've ever met. And tell me who Eileen Shaw is.
Sure. Okay, but first I'm going to thank you for making the coffee this morning because I needed it. Well, let's see. Eileen Shaw with Berkshire Hathaway. I've been with them for going on about 6 years,
Okay.
maybe closer to 7. I moved to the Panama City Beach area in 2000 and let's see, was it 2009? We actually moved here early. It was a corporate relocation and bought our house in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
It was exciting for us. We've lived all over the United States, but mostly in the East Coast and Midwest. But I also Midwest. I'm extending that over as far as Texas. We haven't. That's as far.
Don't tell Texas that.
No, I know. Well, they're like their own country.
Yeah.
I joke because of the size of Texas. Even when I was there as a little girl, they were talking about, and I think it comes up periodically, of splitting the state into 4 separate states. Gets voted down constantly.
Yeah, I bet.
But it is huge.
Didn't mean to segue either.
No, that's all right. And let's see. So we've lived in the South several times and absolutely love it. Our first big taste of it was moving to Nashville.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, still had the fall and for about a month or so it was nice and cool and comfortable. But winter, if you had snow, it was kind of the same day it came usually. And I know everybody's had a tough year, the last couple as far as snow and whatnot, and where we lived got it for a little bit, and lived in Alabama and a couple locations here in Florida, and just love it. We've made the decision to literally retire here at someday. We got some years to go,
All
but
right.
that's our current thinking. But that's pretty much about my background, other than actually originally I was in the automobile prototyping and passenger railcar business. I in heavy contract negotiations in the purchasing side. Quite interesting. I was one of very few women in that field.
Okay.
Yeah, it was challenging sometimes. And at another point I was a pharmaceutical buyer for nonprofit hospitals. So heavy into that negotiating and whatnot. Loved it, but like everything, you need a break. And so I decided to get on the other side of the table instead of, just dealing with purchasing things that, I've got this list, I have to get this specifically. I now have choices, and my customers have choices, whether it's an investment property, their primary residence, or that second home, so that they can come down and decide whether or not they too might retire here, or decide to use it as a rental property. And my philosophy too is everybody deserves a home and an opportunity. I try to get a couple of folks each year that really require either some assistance in going through some of the state and federal programs, because for me it's a way of me giving back to the community.
Sure.
And I enjoy it. Right now with our prices, that's a big struggle though. It's really hard.
It is. It's honestly, I don't see it getting any better.
No, I don't either. Typically the folks I was just referring to, their budgets are literally at the bottom, and the house itself has to qualify, which means it's going to be at the top of that price range as far as age, quality, and not needing any repairs, or the seller's paying for it.
Yeah.
So it's tough because the sellers know that, hey, don't have to do that right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, tell me about yourself. How long have you been here in Florida?
Well, bought our first condo in 2012.
Okay.
It was a 1031 exchange.
Oh, those are fun.
Getting out of the long-term rental business in Atlanta and into the short-term rental business here on the beach. I moved here in 2017 after operating in Atlanta, licensed for 14 years.
Now, you get your broker's license?
I do, but it will be expiring in May of this year.
Okay.
And I'm not going to be renewing it.
Okay.
I held on to it. I do a pretty good referral business still in Atlanta. But I held on to it, not sure if maybe I'd go back or stay here.
But understand.
But I fell in love with it here. So I love living here. I love how, even though our population can explode here on the weekends and during the summer and everything else, it still has that small town feel, because it's so much, you see the same folks over and over, whereas in Atlanta, sure you would have your tight group that you would see over and over, but the majority of the time you're almost seeing thousands of strangers every day. It's kind of like that here too. Yeah. But it's really refreshing to always be able to go to that end of town and see the same people, and then come to this town, into the town, see the same people. And anyways.
Yeah. It's funny that you said that you end up seeing the same people. When you said that, my first thought is just my drive here to the office. I don't always go at the same time of day to the office. It depends on my schedule with the customers. But there are a couple license plates in cars because of color or make or model that I just
something that stands out to you.
And it's like it's my drive friend, so to speak. I mean, I don't wave to them, not. Well, I may have, but at any rate, it's not like we have met or anything. But you're right. You do still see, those folks. When we lived in Chicago, oh my gosh, when you hit the Dan Ryan, you never knew who was going to fly by you. Or you literally, sit at a standstill. We do get some of that traffic here, but not as much as I would have expected.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, it's all right. No. So, so moved here in 2017 and been with Berkshire the entire time. Mm-hmm. Before that, my entire career was with Remax, which was at one time, and still somewhat is, a very powerful real estate company, known globally. And Berkshire Hathaway has climbed through the ranks very fast, very quickly. So I do like the brand, and I do like seeing some of the things that go on. But it's, like everything else, nothing's perfect. But it's still great.
No, so, even if we were doing it on our own.
Right. it'd be the same. So, so what do you like to do with yourself when you're not doing real estate, which is nearly impossible as a real estate agent, to try to get a little time for yourself or get away? It's almost impossible.
Yeah, it's hard. I like to garden, and so I apparently have uncovered my wintered over tomato plants a little too soon, because there was a threat that we're supposed to get a freeze.
Really?
Yeah, they say it's going to get down to 31, and I'm like, okay. No. So, I think that's on Saturday. Really? So, I know, I'm like freaking out, but because I'll be at a conference while it's going on, so I had to pull out the plant coverings and get that done. I'm a little bit lax in getting that vegetable garden this year, and I got a feeling that it's not going to happen. Yeah. My project list around the house is grown exponentially. Yeah. It's finding the time just to get the phone calls made to try to get somebody lined up. I'm doing that for customers instead.
Emails, all of it. So, what else? Anything else you like to do?
What's and not this weekend, but next weekend is the Southern Living Unwind. Mm-hmm. We've been going to that, because it's one of those weekends where there's a lot of people here, but it's difficult to show property. So I figured, we could do that. And we've done it for several years. The big thing for us this year was we're doing the dinner with tastings on Friday night. they limit that to I think less than 200 people. It
Okay.
might even be more around the 100 range, and so we're really excited about that. Last year they had some guys doing some really cool craft cocktails, and my husband loves it, and I do too.
Yeah.
And we just kind of chill out the rest of the day, and we might go back on Saturday to see the vendors that we haven't seen before.
Yeah. Try to get in what you missed.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. There's I think isn't the car show going on too that weekend?
No, it's going on this weekend.
Oh, this weekend.
It actually starts today.
Oh gosh, it's gonna rain though. Well,
Yeah.
hopefully not.
Well,
But
it's
some of
gonna
the
rain all
cars
weekend.
that came in, oh my gosh,
Mm-hmm.
it's just wonderful. Now they usually hang around come in early and then hang around for a few more days, don't they?
Some of them do, yeah. Some of them, make a vacation out of it. They'll show up a week or two early and then, just enjoy the sand and the sun.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for them, it looks like they're going to get rained out all weekend.
Oh, will they still have it?
Yeah, they still have it because it's not always about getting the public to come. Now, don't get me wrong. That is the major income earner for them. When they charge an entry fee to go and look at all the cars and enjoy the music and the vendors and everything. That's how they're able to afford the rental space and all that.
Okay.
But the real thing is their community. They're,
Sure.
It's
extended family.
Yeah, they come out and they see the same people year after year, and they look forward to that.
Well, I bet they kind of say, "Hey, I'm going to be at the one at such and such a location. Are you coming too?"
I think they do too. Yeah, I think they follow each other.
Well, you have a few cars, or you that collectors cars, whatever. I'm not sure the lingo, but are you going to have a vehicle there this year?
I'm not. No.
Okay.
I probably won't have a vehicle there for many years.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Is that
really-
your retirement game?
Yeah.
Hey, got to plan ahead.
Yeah. No, I've got one vehicle that probably could do it, but it's just like I said,
It's
touched
time.
on earlier. It's the time. I could invest in the entry fee and the setup and go get the car there, but then I'm going to get that phone call or the email, and I'm going to have to go.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's really hard to enjoy stuff like that. It's easy to pop in as a spectator,
And you still have fun doing that.
yeah, but walk around and look at the cars and grab something to eat and maybe listen to some of the music that you can hear playing in the background because they usually have live bands or
Okay.
something going on. Yeah, so hopefully I get to do that this weekend. Back to Unwind. So I want to know a little bit more about that. So like the car show happens twice a year here. Every year, unless there's like a global pandemic like we've been through.
Yeah.
But
that covers everybody.
Yeah, Emerald Coast Cruising happens every year, twice a year here on Panama City Beach, and it's a huge draw for vacationers, not only for the car guys and their families who come, but people come from around the country to see it as well because there's thousands of cars. So is Unwind kind of like that as well?
Well, it's put on by and sponsored by Southern Living, and so they have chosen several cities within the South, and this became an annual event about 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
They did stop because of the pandemic, but it was canceled because of Hurricane Michael. But they last year I met some of my customers there, and we kind of hung out for a while there and discovered that we've got a winery that's coming to Panama City Beach. They bought part of a golf course that had kind of gone defunct after Hurricane Michael. I don't know if they didn't buy the whole thing, but they bought a portion of it.
Okay.
And they're working on the tasting room and getting some plantings and stuff. Probably not gonna. I got to actually talk to the owner, and that's the only reason why I know this much, because I actually found out before the chamber on some of that, so that was kind of interesting. But anyway, they're still playing around with everything, but you can see the progress in the last year. I mean, it's from talking to him a year ago and seeing where they're at today, just in the land, is amazing.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So they do the Unwind goes for once a year here. They've got a bunch of vendors that whether it's a distributor or the actual winery will come, with their reps. Sometimes they're
multiple distributors.
Yeah, multiple distributors, okay. And then the actual owners of the winery. Sometimes they'll bring their God, what's the guy called that? Not the sommelier.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I can't think of what it's called.
But I'm not a wine drinker, so I'm not going to remember the name.
Okay, but it's the person that actually tastes and helps do the blending, and watches checks the grapes or whatever fruit's being used for the sugar content. I can't think of that. I think it's the vintner, but I'm not positive. You check it on your little phone.
Well, of course I am. I'm a real estate agent. I'm going to go.
I know.
So it's sommelier.
Well, I thought the sommelier. The sommelier's the one that does the tasting.
You could be right. Yeah.
Yeah, but it might be the vintner. But at any rate.
Vintner? Did you say?
Yeah.
I'm dying to know this.
Yeah,
so,
no, I know.
Vintner.
And I should, because we go to a lot of wine events and it's just killing me.
Oh, they have.
Yeah.
So, that is a word. Let's see what that is.
Okay.
So, that just means merchant or producer or wine grower.
Okay, that's the owner. All right, well, it'll come to me later maybe, and we'll we can write it down and I'll try to
But I knew the word sommelier.
Yeah.
Or however you pronounce sommelier. I think it's sommelier.
Well, with our luck, one's female and one's male, but I don't know. I'm just
right.
making this stuff. I'm just making this stuff up. Yeah.
But anyways,
yeah.
No, didn't mean to segue off of you that.
Yeah, but, no, that's okay.
So what
else?
It's
a lot of fun though.
So you said something about food. Now, do they do that in partnership? Do certain restaurants show up, or is it like? Tell me how it is.
No. They have for the dinner. It's literally partnered with specific restaurants. They make different courses.
Okay.
I mean, and the wine is actually paired with whatever you're eating. Then on the second day, which is Saturday, because it's a Friday-Saturday event. On Saturday, when you come in, you get to taste all these wines and sample food from the different restaurants in the area, and and caterers too. I met a couple of caterers that it hadn't quite blossomed, I guess, but put all their our advertising budget in being there and took off like crazy.
Wow, okay,
good. For a small person, that can be challenging.
These are all local restaurants and vendors that do this?
Local, some of them are in the 30A area.
Some regional, right?
But definitely close enough for you and I to go, for dinner, or lunch, or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's done really nice, and you get a decent, a nice sample. It's not like those teeny tiny little spoons, like when you get ice cream samples, and it's like, oh gosh, I barely tasted it. You get a decent sized sample.
Yeah. Now, where is that hosted at?
That's at
Aaron Bassett.
Yeah, Aaron Bassett Park here in the Pier Park area.
Yeah, so just like the Emerald Coast Cruising.
Yeah.
It's held there. And that's one thing that I really, really love about our area. And I absolutely love that our office is so central to that.
Oh, it's easy to find.
And they can't tell, anybody watching this can't tell that where we're sitting, but we're literally across the street from where the greater majority,
of people,
not all,
yeah,
but the greater majority of Panama City Beach events take place.
That's true. That is true. They just opened up a couple years, or actually it was during the pandemic. Mm-hmm. They opened up the new sports center on the east end of the beach.
Yep.
That took off like crazy because Florida was, I guess, more open to events, and they helped out the kids that were stuck with their traveling soccer teams.
Soccer, baseball, softball.
Yeah, and that has just exploded there on the east end. And they've got natural turf and artificial turf there.
Yes. But that part of the reason that took off, though, is because it's so popular for sports leagues, for children's sports leagues, and even adult leagues that are recreational.
Yeah, I found out there's this what do you call it, kickball league?
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff.
I remember playing it in grade school, but I was like, that was a surprise for me.
But also here by our office is Frank Brown Park. And Frank Brown Park is much like the new sports park, Panama City Beach Sports Park.
Yeah.
That it's baseball fields and soccer fields.
They got an Olympic-sized pool.
And they have an Olympic-sized pool. So all these regional like baseball, soccer, all of it from everywhere would throw their tournaments here.
Yeah.
And the list started growing so long that they couldn't.
accommodate
So
it.
they invested. They got the money. They invested, and they built that new sports center. So now we have just a constant flood of tournaments, and it's awesome.
Yeah, oh, it's great to see the families, and and that's how I think our spring breaks also have changed so much. I mean, everybody finds dirt from years gone by with just about everything, but we have so many families that come now in the spring, and then throughout the summer and into the fall. Especially because of these tournaments that they're in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even the little peewee folks are out there.
Oh no, it's great. Yeah, you've seen them everywhere.
Yeah.
Love to see that. So it's just so great that, and I don't know how they do it, because we are a pretty small town, right? We've got a pretty small population, but yet we keep our event calendar full here, and I say we, I really haven't been a part of that, other than paying my taxes.
Yeah.
They keep the event calendar so full that it just brings so many people to the region, where we're so diverse in activities now, where before Panama City Beach was basically known, hey, this is where you come for a couple of days to hang out
For the
on
weekends.
the white sand beaches, enjoy the emerald green or blue, depending on the season,
Yeah.
water, warm Gulf waters, and the sun.
Yeah.
But now there's just so much to do.
We've really diversified.
Yeah. It has. Have you agreed that over the years that the increase in investors coming here is insane?
Even before COVID,
Yes.
that was the interesting part. It has been growing the last prior to COVID, the 2 years prior to COVID. We were seeing a steady increase, and folks were, people would take their second homes that people had already had them, got into that, friends and family rental is what I call it, when you're really not, you don't want everybody in there, but
Mm-hmm.
you don't mind letting so-and-so use it because you know them and they'll take care of it, kind of thing. Those folks started to realize the monetarily what they could do, and so that started to increase, and those people typically became investors in that they purchased their second property here.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course they have their primary somewhere else, and that's how I saw the growth, and it had to do with some of the, like you said, the nice things that we had going on, and then we started our values started to increase tremendously then, and then you threw the pandemic in, our schools, the enrollment increased because people were using their second homes as their primary residence. Because of
the regulations and rules of their state.
Yeah, exactly. And Hurricane Michael gave us tons of publicity. It wasn't the happiest publicity,
right,
but we appreciate all the help that we got from all the people throughout the United States and the world that helped us get back on our feet. We truly appreciate that. And some of them, they've seen our progress since then, and we're on the map now.
Exactly.
So that's another reason for our price escalations. And we're still some of the least expensive beachfront and beach properties. When I sit there and talk to my contacts in Southern Florida, and in places like that, or other states along the coast, I'm amazed. Then again, I was talking to somebody in the Midwest, and or not Midwest, this was North Carolina.
Okay.
And their area has exploded too.
Yep.
And they've become a year-round destination. And I'm like, year-round in North Carolina?
Yeah.
So I have to do some more research on that. It was just, I never thought of it that way. You think fun and sun, and there are people who love that snow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good for a day or two, and then I had enough.
I'm good for snow-wise. I'm good for seeing it on TV,
Yeah.
in the movies.
Yeah, okay.
Or if you're on the beach on a full moon night and it's kind of a chilly night and you look down at the beach, that white sand does look like snow.
There
for
you
a
go.
second you can imagine.
Okay,
that's
all right.
snow.
I'll
okay,
live
I'm
with
done.
that.
It's back to sand.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like I said, I'm just for a couple days, and we go to St. Louis for Thanksgiving. We have family up there,
Yeah.
and we don't go at Christmas
Well, yeah.
because of the weather. But we've
Yeah.
had snow at Thanksgiving there, and it's like, oh, hi, nice to see you. Goodbye. To the snow, that is. Love to see our family, though.
Yeah, well, absolutely. But yeah, no, that snow's terrible. That's why most people are moving here.
Yeah, that's true.
Get away from the snow, get away from just everything.
Yeah.
Like I told you, we've discussed this before. We had 330,000 people move here in 1 year period from April 20
yeah,
to
but
2021.
Was that specifically in Bay County, or was that the whole state?
That's the whole state of
Okay,
Florida.
all right. I don't want to scare anybody,
Right,
but that's still it's a big increase.
That's a huge increase in it. Actually, just that 1 year period, and here we are in 2022, and it's almost April.
Yeah.
So those numbers are, I can't even imagine what they are. They're going to be bigger.
Yeah, but did you see the news report? Florida is number 2 in what is it? The U-Haul truck said that they're all okay. How do I phrase this? U-Haul trucks is got. Everybody's doing the one-way trips to either Florida or Texas. Well, Texas is yeah. Oh, Nashville too?
Yeah, but the top 3.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what the third one was, but Texas is number 1 and we're number 2 as in the state of Florida. Mm-hmm. So if you need a U-Haul truck, come on down, get that, spend the weekend, take the U-Haul truck back somewhere. They'll be thrilled to death.
Yeah, because they don't have any U-Haul trucks in California for some reason.
Yeah, well, I'm sure there's a lot less in New York too, just because of the weather. So.
Yeah, no, actually, that did remind me of a story. So it's the exact opposite. It was a national news story where they were complaining in California and New York and New Jersey and Detroit and Chicago that they had no U-Haul or Ryder trucks.
Oh, I always forget about Ryder.
Everybody was renting them.
And going, yeah.
And bringing them either to Texas here or Nashville.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the top 3. So I'm interested to see the numbers again because we were number 1. We did edge out Texas for a bit for the number 1 state where people were moving to. And you can't blame them. Low taxes.
Yeah, we don't pay state income tax, so that's great, but that, that's for primary residents.
Right, but why don't we pay that?
Oh, well, we do have our like homeowners insurance or not, or property tax is a little bit higher. But I tell you what, I still feel like we're saving money here.
Right.
And military friendly, oh my goodness.
Yeah, there's military bases everywhere.
Yeah, we have several, but the state itself from doing your what is that thing called? I'm getting tongue tied. Too much coffee now. When you get your homeowner's exemption, on your state taxes for that, military gets an additional amount, savings, and whether or not there's a disability. Same for widows and widowers. You don't have to be just military to go get those discounts.
Yeah.
So we make it real easy, and cost effective for people to retire here,
Yeah.
or not just retire, but to come and live here.
Yeah.
So that's always helpful.
Yeah. Well, the number 1 reason why we don't have to pay so much in taxes is because Florida has 3 coastlines. I mean, I call it one continuous coastline.
Yeah.
But there's that strip that's kind of in the middle of the handle, where it's undeveloped and natural glades and stuff like that. So it's not really beachline and populated greatly right now.
Are you are you talking about Mexico Beach or?
No. So north of Tampa.
Oh,
in between us and Tampa.
Okay.
Yeah, there's not that much population density.
That's true.
There's still kind of natural land.
That's true.
But all the beaches that we have here bring all the vacationers.
That's
from
true.
around the world, including Disney World.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So all that income helps residents.
Yeah,
not
that's
have to
true.
pay all those taxes.
That's true.
Because the money is earned in other ways. So loving that, and a lot of people are loving that too. They can't. I had a woman from New York. She called me the other day, asking about a new development here, and I was talking to her. She said, "Hey, Mark, what's the county tax there?" And I said, "Oh, it's 0.7." And she's like, "Oh my God!"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh, is that too high for you?" She's like, "Oh no, that's like 3 times less than I'm paying here in New York," and blah 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 blah. She's like, "I can't get there fast enough."
Yeah.
So yeah, it's all good stuff. Love it.
And just from a property tax standpoint, we when we first came here, that was the biggest warning we got. Is wait till you get your property tax and your tags for your car. And we had lived in Chicago. We have lived in Massachusetts. And their taxes are crazy. And this didn't feel bad to us.
No.
I think it's somebody going from Florida to another state's going to be surprised, because they don't realize, how low they are. But generally, it's not, low as in. I guess I phrased that incorrectly. Somebody leaving Florida will think things are less expensive when they get there, but that state income tax is where they're going to be surprised.
Yeah.
And I still feel like with paying the taxes on my home and my vehicles that I'm coming out ahead.
Yeah. Well, let's try to wrap this up for today. What do you have going on today?
Let's see. I'm working with a customer right now. We had a low appraisal, so we're kind of dealing with that. And I've also got a home inspection on a Gulf front townhome on the sand kind of thing. So I'll be tied up with that, and I've got another buyer that I've got to get some inspections and stuff scheduled for.
Awesome.
Yeah, gonna be busy.
Pretty busy day.
Yeah. How about yourself?
I have a listing today.
Oh, good.
And Tidewater and Sterling Breeze.
Oh, condos. That's great that you bring that up. With our season coming up, I'm already finding that it's difficult to get showings. Saturdays is the day for showings. So if anybody's planning a trip, think about that and try to make sure you got some time on a Saturday. It's rare that we can see a property during the week, especially as we get busier.
Yeah, especially since it's spring break.
Yeah. Because they don't let us show them when there's somebody that's paid to be there.
Awesome. Yep. All right. Well, thanks.
Listen, I've got a call. I've got a call I got to go make. So it's good to see you again this morning.
See ya.